Hello and welcome to the How Do You podcast with your host, Griffinstein. Today we're going to talk about perspective, and some other stuff, gospel, and business plans, and buying land, and how hard it is to do a lot of business stuff. It just takes a lot. Anyway, so I was talking to somebody about I have a Cadillac. I have a 2015 CTS-V Cadillac. It's 555 horsepower. So I saw the car. I liked it a lot. And I wanted to get it. I got it out of Arizona. And that's how hard I wanted it. And it was so many problems to do it. Anyway, it's a very nice car. And I think it was only 1,500 made. And mine's a coupe. And I see some wagons out there. I'll show things of it, pictures of it, just to, just so people can see. And I like to apologize. I got an email the other day, or comment from, I keep forgetting, shame on me. I keep forgetting that it's, some people only listen to this in audio. So, I do a lot of popping up now because I'm leaning on video. So I have to get more descriptive, with how I talk, which is a good thing because it makes me a better speaker and I don't be and leaning on technology too much. You got what you got, and so use it. It's between your ears and your shoulders. Anyway, so what I'm going to say is it's like a coupe. It's a 2-door coupe, very sleek. Only can use 91 gas in it. And you got to pay a gas guzzler tax on it. Anyway, so people assume that I'm doing things for attention or this, that, and the third. But the truth of the matter is I like certain cars just because I like them. And I like certain clothes just because I like them. And that's the question that we posed to ourselves. Well, I posed to myself was, what would I wear? What would I do? How would I act if I was on a desert island by myself? Or let's just say nobody could see. What would you do? Would you still do the things that you do if nobody saw it? Would you still wear Gucci belts if there was nobody to see you wearing Gucci belts? I'm going to tell you truthfully, if I was on a desert island and I had a road and I would have this car. I would have these shoes on, this is what I'm doing. And I know it sounds funny to say, but if you really evaluate not to a detriment though, because some things we do for other people because, sometimes I bought you this ring, I want you to wear it. And, I don't really like wearing rings. I don't like wearing, pendants or stuff like that. So, I understand that sometimes you do wear things for other people, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about trying to impress Peter and Paul while your kids are hungry or starving, or even worse. I know it was times where I don't even know if my father did it, but I know it's people's whose fathers did it. They wanted to seem like the big man at the club or whatchamacallit, and then they would spend all their money out there to impress their friends, but nothing to go home to. And then the kids got to eat ramen. So that's what that was the question that was posed: is why am I doing things? Why am I doing things, and am I doing them for other people? The reason is because I think you have to question yourself a lot. And the only reason I say that is this is only for people that's trying to change, for the better. Certain things irritate me, and I need to figure out why they irritate me. I don't need to get rid of the person that's irritating me. I need to figure out, well, maybe you do, but what I'm saying is, I need to figure out why this is bothering you. Why is this person's pity party bothering you? Is it because you have unresolved trauma, or is it because of their trauma, or whatever? Or is it sometimes it's just a weak trait to me. And there's some things I don't find a problem with, but other people do. But it's just really just checking on your own perspective. And like I say, perspective is like glasses. If they dirty, you're never really gonna see the world right. But a lot of that dirt, you can clear it off. You could just really just sit down and try to empathize with people. But most of us don't. And don't try to either. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But I guess if you're trying to make it to where you're trying to get to, you should. The whole gist of this is, fuck them. If you're doing what you need to be doing, just keep on going. I don't know. These are blue blockers. I found these. I bought these like maybe 10 years ago. I remember the dude was rapping. And that's sweet. Wearing my blue blocker 6 days a week, but they look like aviators, so it looked like I'm trying to be something that I'm not. But I just like the orange tint on them, and they do block a lot of stuff. So anyway, gospel. I started recording gospel, and it's working out. It's working out. It sounds good, actually. It's going to be Cashmere Dookie is going to make an appearance on there. Bartholomew K. Makadama. That's who's going to be singing on it's called Eat Your Mouth. I think it's going to be called Eat Your Mouth. Cashmere Dookie featuring Cashmere Dookie. Eat Your Mouth featuring Cashmere Dookie. The funk band out of Richmond. No faces, just voices. And I told you gospel. So now gospel, I'll let you know. I spell gospel GAWSPEL for this one. So all my albums go into a theme. So the last one was interment, which is kind of like burial and death and all of that. So this one is called gospel, which is G is gluttony, A is avarice, W is wrath, S is sloth, P is pride, E is envy, L is lust. So that's basically purgatory. So we going from interment, and we can even go further back than that. You can go corpus delicti, which turned into, which is a missing dead body, and then, or a body of evidence is what I should say. Corpus delicti, then it went requiem, which is a funeral music, then interment, which is the burial, and then we doing gospel, which is your soul, So all of the songs, each piece is going to be a G. The G is first, so it's going to be a gospel album. What I just told you, gluttony, avarice, wrath. I got to be able to say that fast. So gluttony, avarice, wrath, because I'm gonna have to rap it one way or another. I tried to and it didn't work, but I'm gonna get it again. So gluttony, all the 7 deadly sins. So that's what gospel is. I don't know the picture yet. I was trying to do stained glass, but it ain't really working. But it's all good. The Dark Network, the Twitch show is doing good. People are raving about it, so I'm happy about that. That's all Raven and Twist getting it together and knocking that down. We appreciate that. Everything was going slow for me anyway. For things between Thanksgiving and December, it was a heavy year, man. It was a heavy year, so I just took some time and tried to not touch anything for a little bit, and it worked out. But now it's time to hit it again. So OCAR is trying to get this building down the street on Cutting. I ain't gonna say too much about it because I'm not not spooky, but I'm not a person that care about all that jinxing. Whatever I'm doing is already ready already. I just gotta do it. I just don't, I don't invite people to start trying to bubble gut me. That's all. So I just keep it quiet until it's time. But yeah, hopefully that works out, and then we can start helping people from a spot. It's a huge spot too. It is very nice and very affordable. Very affordable. the other thing was I'd like to give a shout out to St. Louis. I don't know what's going on, but they are playing my music like I don't know what. The Process featuring RBX is I got like shit like 13,000 scans from them like just within the last 28 days, and I don't know what happened. But I appreciate everybody out there and Germany. Rotterdam. I have Rotterdam also. They was like 3,500. So hopefully that's good. I'm working on a video. I want to do a real epic video for it. That's what's really kind of. I'm probably fucking up, truthfully, because I probably supposed to been and did it, been and had it, been and did it, but I didn't. So anyway, I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm gonna just start being about it, start getting all the footage done, and we'll go. I did have an email from somebody, and they was asking what was going on with my hair. So it ain't nothing. It's just I'm bald in the front, so it's bald. So I shave it, and I call it a Liberian mohawk. I don't know what it's really called, but who gives a shit? You know, I define the art and respect knowledge, so this is what I call it, and I'll call it the Griffinstein. I did this back in 2008 or something, 2008, and I remember I posted it the other day, and I see it's people with that hairstyle now. They dreadlocks in the back is longer, and they kind of got a fade in the front, so I don't know what's that about. I need to look it up because I don't want to be, you know, things be having meanings now, and I'm an older person now, so I don't know how the goings on of these youngsters mean. That might mean the same thing as sagging, like I'm ready for action, and I'm not. So yeah, that's partially it. There's a lot of plans for the stuff with Okar and a lot of plans for other people. I like to thank, before I move on, I like to thank. I'm gonna probably pop it up, but I'm gonna thank the viewer for doing it. You don't really think about what people want to know about you, so I'm just doing this to do it. And I'm going to have guests again, but I just, I appreciate everybody. So if you're watching, if you're looking, if you're not, if you're just passing it on to somebody else, go ahead. It's really about checking yourself and doing like a self-check. I know that's redundant because I said it twice, but it's really, sometimes you can't fix stuff that you can't see. And sometimes we don't look at ourselves, I should say, the same way we look at other people. If somebody was cheating on my sister or something like, or my brother or something, I'd be like, you know what, this is good. You don't do that. But if somebody was doing it to me, I'd be like, well, maybe it was me. Maybe I was too caught up in my work, and so we don't treat ourselves as well as we would treat our others, as we would give the advice for, and that's something I would have to change because I always treat others better, and I keep telling people, and I keep telling myself, you are the most important person in your life. If you're not right, then nothing else in your life will be right. Everybody will want from you, and you don't have really that much to give. It's just what it is, and it's mostly conversational. So that's what I was talking about this now. Because now I'm talking straight to the camera, like I'm talking to people, and I'm getting good reviews over it. But I'm also, the numbers don't show nothing. But I was told, don't worry about it, just keep doing what you're doing. My aim is to just do this for 5 years, see what happens. Because we already spoke about it, but we didn't do that in the past. We always did what we wanted to do and then half-ass did it, so I'm trying to stick to it. I dropped the albums and did all that stuff, but it is what it is, and we trying to change some stuff around the city of Richmond and in ourselves. So I'm trying to think now, do I have a funny story? Storytelling time. So I had a book, and I wrote like 8 stories already. And the name of the book is Shit My Father Told Me When He Thought I Wasn't Listening. And I hadn't even sent it to an editor yet. That's how far away. But the other one, Eileen, I have sent. I got to do another edit, and then that one hopefully will come out in this Christmas or Halloween if I can do it. I got to drop the album and a Halloween thing. It's a scary story about a little girl, but yeah. So that's that story. The stories is a bunch of stories when my daddy was telling me shit, you know, like in the car or whatever. Like I remember one time he he told me we walked into a store. We walked into a store. I think it was a store in North. It was when that store was up. I can't remember the name of it, but it was black people, or it could have been Cash Brothers. It could have been Cash Brothers because I remember we walked past an arcade, but it could have been on, you know, could have been on 7th and Pennsylvania also. But anyway, he asked me what color shoes did the dude have on that walked past me, and I said, I didn't know. He said, well, I'd have gave you, $2 or $1 if you'd have paid attention. You gotta start paying attention. So now every time we was walking somewhere, I paid attention to what everybody, wearing because he was wearing red shoes. Well, what color was his t-shirt though? So now it made me do more. This ain't really a funny story, but that's what the book is. So the book will start out the chapters will start out a certain way, and then I'll tell the story. And I'm trying to work it out if I'm going to tell the story and then say what my father thought. But if I do it, I'm trying to figure it out, because if I do it at first, the people will be looking and they might read it a little harder. I'm just trying to just the psychology of it to see if that's the best way to do it. But anyway, so that's what that will be. And yeah, that wasn't funny, but I'm just saying it is funny stories though, because my father used to say some shit that he used to say some shit that you wouldn't think. Like he told us, he said, if somebody pull a gun on you, stick your finger in the barrel. He said because it will blow off your finger, but it won't kill you. And I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that at all. But that's unfortunately it came into play. I mean, I didn't stick my finger in the barrel, but I reached for the gun once it was pulled on us. We was young too. Actually, I still don't even know if the gun was real or fake, because when I touched it, it felt heavy, but it could have been a BB gun. So anyway, so yeah, he tells us stuff that we weren't really ready for, but I know he thought we weren't listening. So that's why it's also funny. I just had a conversation about this because he asked me how many cars was in the train one time, and but it was all money based. It was all based on money. But that's how you motivate children that love candy. So you go get them, you give them what they need. But yeah, so that's what that's gonna end up being. What else? I see a lot of people, starting their businesses, and I appreciate it. I am help supporting everything that I see. I'm trying to share a lot, and most people, it's the sharing that part that you never know who's looking at your people, so you can say, oh, I'm gonna share this so that this person can do this, or I'm gonna share this so that it doesn't take that much effort, and it doesn't hurt you. And I know we could go back to some of the stuff where I was talking about it bothers me. Like, it bothers me that people won't share stuff for the dark network, but they'll wish Usher or Trick Daddy a happy birthday, or they'll say rest in peace Betty White, but they won't raise up another person that's alive, that they know. So I have to figure out why that bothers me, because I have an idea why it bothers me, because I'm not that way. So, and this is what I mean. I'm not that way. Meaning, if I see somebody trying, I'll share it. So I don't understand why somebody else don't see somebody trying and then share it. Or I'm not going to say rest in peace to anybody, I don't see the point in it. I don't see the point in wishing Morgan Freeman a happy birthday. I don't know. I may be just a unsocial ass. Well, I am. an unsocial asshole, but that's not what I mean. I'm just saying I just don't see the point in it. But that's one of the things that bother me. But it's not their problem. It's my problem. I have to be okay with it. And I want to make sure that that's said. Because it's my problem with what they're doing. I'm not trying to fix them. I'm trying to fix me so that it doesn't bother me. That's their prerogative. And I have to be okay with that. But it doesn't sit right with me. So, but you have to keep saying, oh, I'm going to make it okay. I just have to figure out. One day it's just going to plop. But, and another thing is you just focus on the people that, it sound like pimp talk, but you like who liking you. If it's this and that's when people get all these ideas in their head. It's like, so we just go this way. I'm doing the music, I'm doing the movies, I'm doing all of these things, right? So what happens is I hit my cousins or I'll hit my people in my circle. I'll hit people and say, hey, we doing this. We need help doing this. Nobody helps. Nobody helps. Everybody got something better to do. But when I go find people that's willing to help and they don't look exactly like I look, now everybody that didn't want to help has a problem with me surrounding myself with people that do want to help. Not that they want to help. They just have a problem with the people that I have helping me. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. I'm like, these niggas get up out that bed and come do what I need them to do just because I asked them. Unlike you. And we related. Or we got history. So, unfortunately, it's strangers that's going to lift me to where I want to be lifted. And it's people that, but the good thing is, these are strangers only until I meet them. Now they're family. So then I just change my circle. And I have to. I keep saying it because I know I have to. But it ain't easy. It ain't easy and it ain't sanitary. You got to really get in there and tell people, fuck off. You really don't even have to tell them. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. If I start moving the way I want to move, they won't even be able to keep up. They just won't be able to keep up. Man, I already saw that. And I lost a lot of people already because they can't keep up. So I didn't leave them. They just didn't have the stamina. And, it's all good. And maybe one day we will hook back up. But don't bet on it. Don't bet on it. But yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. And I appreciate everybody that watches. I appreciate everybody that shares. It's not many. My cousin, B. Clark, Velma, I appreciate her. She shares everything I put on Facebook. She left Rita Hamlet out there in Texas driving those trucks. My cousin, Dante, he's sharing and doing stuff. And Tiffany Amber, she's sharing and liking, and people in Oakar, Levette, Sincere. The people on Dark Network, Rika, everybody is sharing, and that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I just appreciate people doing it. Swerve sharing and liking everything and getting all this dark stuff out. His album is coming up. I think it'll drop next month. The album cover, they say, is done. Ouija I think he just finished up on the mix. So it's going to be a hard ass album. Hopefully we can start this dark record label and I won't be the only person dropping shit. So that's my dream, is to have a group of hard dudes that can really rap. And then, we all drop our singles and do, I don't want to say Wu-Tang, but do a group album every year so that we can stop working. I just got to figure a way to get the healthcare paid for. If I can figure that out, which I don't understand, I said it before, is I know I'm jumping around, but I was done with that other point. It's just that don't check me about who's around me when you didn't come and check on me. That's all I'm going to say. So, because I'm going to be whatever I'm going to be. Anyway, I don't need to, I just got to figure out my way of, not caring what people think all the way. But that's what I would like. Go back to the music. Sorry. Is that kind of a thing. And I'm going to have to start looking for people that can edit podcasts. And if you know somebody, send them my way. Go to podcast at itsthedark.com or Griffinstein at itsthedark.com and hit me up. Let me know. Just people that's serious, because I don't want people that's passionless. It's just not. It's just a waste of time. But yeah, that's been your show today of How Do You with your host Griffinstein. I appreciate everybody that's showing, and I appreciate everybody that's helping us. And tune in to Twist, the nature show. I think Raven got a mini series coming up. We're gonna do some. I think the movie we're gonna drop in probably March, or I don't know. They might make it. They might do a summer thing so that we can build up all of this. Because we got a single on there that sounds pretty goddamn good. So I think they might try to drop the single, then hype up the movie, do some pop-ups. We was thinking of doing like a Uber drive thing where the comedian Bud and whatchamacallit drive around a little bit, get some footage for that. Yeah, man, we trying to do some stuff. Shout out to Dre, poor man Dre. I see him and K-Lou about to do a casting call. I'm gonna go and talk to him to see if I can just help on the thing. I don't need to be paid. I just need to be around any movie that's coming out so that I can learn how to do all of that stuff. I kind of got the eye for it. I do need to go to school eventually, or at least read some stuff. But yeah, I know it don't seem like it, but I am excited about a lot of stuff going on. So we'll see how it all works out. And I appreciate everybody. Thank you. And this has been your episode of How Do You View You with your host Griffinstein. Peace.
Like Mackay Pfeiffer.
Finders keepers. The idea sat in the back of my head for a long time. Talked to my uncle who's a filmmaker about it. Talked to him about the idea and he said it was a good idea. And then one day I was at a recording studio with Depp and I was telling him about this movie idea and he's like, man, that's dope.
We have is the Richie Rides Fight Club. And we conduct rides every Sunday, right? Every Sunday. We call them Self-Care Sunday rides. It's good for self-care, but what we're doing is community care. We've been to every park in Richmond. That's part of what we do is activate parks and places with people. If anybody needs a bike, we're giving away over 3,000 bikes. There's a form on our website, www.richcityrides.org, where you can fill out a form, a bicycle request form, and we have bikes in here that we just make available to the community. We host bicycle repair workshops on Friday, so if you get a bike and need to do some work on it or catch the flat or something like that, you can come here and we'll show you how to do the repairs. Every Friday, we call it Fix It Fridays. We also have a third Thursday night ride. And this organization has helped bring a bike shop to Richmond. 15th and McDonald Bike Shop is there. It's been there for 7 years. Rich City Rides is a nonprofit. It's been here for 9 years. And, we're doing our best to get the word out as much as we can. So thank you for this video and thank you for being interested in us.